I've just got into the circuit now. I'm going to head on up to the hospitality suite, which is sort of up there. So the weather is absolutely horrible at the moment, which is absolutely typical. So we've got a really nice box inside. So if we decide we're not going to go outside, we can watch the racing with seats and warmth and food. And I think there's a bar as well. So this is the director's terrace. So there's lots of nice seats, covering. But the most important thing really is, look at that view. We've got the start finish. It goes there all the way along to Paddock Hill. That's where that van is at the moment. You've got the pits. There, you can't get much closer. This is almost as good a view as you're going to get anywhere in the circuit, other than Stopwatch Hospitality, which we're sort of up there. We're going to head up there in a minute, but I thought this is a good chance to show you one of the areas you get to sit. It's absolutely lovely. Even though the weather's bad, this is such a great place to be. There's a great atmosphere at the moment. You can see all of the teams in the various garages. One's over there, basically the BSB team's just getting ready, and most of the other bikes, they're in the lower paddock. You might be able to see, which is over the back. So we're about to go into Stopwatch Hospitality. I'll give you a quick view around before people get in. It's got to be one of the best views that you can actually get. It's really, really nice. So we start, the most important thing really is out of that window. You can probably just about see, so you can see the entire circuit really. It's on the Grand Prix today, which goes over the back, but you can see the whole of the Indy circuit. Over here we've got some guests who've just come in. We've got bar over that side. Big thumbs up to that one. Got some bacon rolls over there, so that's even better. But more importantly, it's about the view, everything. We've got seats, weather is terrible, so we've got a roof, that's the most important thing. So this is going to be an absolutely fantastic day. It's around 9 o'clock now, and the rain has actually held off, which is great because we're doing the pit lane walk and we get to have a really good look at the riders and their bikes. They do this on every single BSB round, and it's not the sort of thing you'd see in Formula 1. I absolutely love this, it's great. There's a great atmosphere, and there's around 40,000 people. Part of the tour I've got with Stopwatch Hospitality later on. We're coming down to build base and we're going to have a good look around the bike with one of their mechanics who's going to talk through the main parts of it, and we get to ask some questions. Upstairs into the suite, and the Superbikes have gone out for their first 15-minute practice of the day. It's absolutely perfect. We get all of the noise, dry weather, seats, bacon, egg, sausage roll, cup of coffee. What more could you want to start the day? We've just come down to the build base Suzaki garage. We're going to have a look around Richard Cooper's bike. We've actually got one of the mechanics and he's going to talk us around the bike, show us some of the main features. This should be really interesting because we get up close and personal with a proper BSB Superbike.
differences?
Most of it.
Okay, so almost everything.
Almost everything. The only thing with these superbikes, they have to shadow a road bike. It has to look like the road bike, which is that there. Yeah. That's essentially a road bike with an exhaust system, the ECU's changed, and the suspension. Apart from that, that's a road bike. You're not allowed to do anything with that. With this, however, we take a 198 horsepower bike and turn it into a 220 horsepower bike. So we make it lighter, we have sensors on it, it's a GPS system, so he can see where the bike is at any given time on the track, so we know what the bike's doing. So if the rider comes in and says the bike's doing this, we can look at that and go, no, you're doing that. So we can see what he's doing.
Because there are a few disputes sometimes between you guys in the garage and the rider.
Yeah,
because it's never the rider's fault, is it?
Never the rider.
Never.
No, when he gets it and dusts himself down, it won't my fault. But yeah, what we do, we take the bike, we keep the standard chassis.
Yeah.
We put a different subframe on, different tank, totally different tank. The tank is mainly all down here, it's right under there. That's just for centre of gravity, just to keep the weight distribution. We tend to run the same swing arm. It looks the same as standard, but that's black, but it's the same. But we have all different welding put on, so we can have quick release wheels. With that, it's like bits going everywhere, but you take all that the standard bike, whereas this is just straight out, straight in. You don't mess about.
Is that it?
So, obviously, as well, starting at the back, right, so the tyres, whether like this is a used, this is what we've just used for qualifying, but we've got a race this afternoon, so we'll go to the grid on that and put a brand new one in when we get to the grid, so it's absolutely brand new, because as you can see, that's after about 7 or 8 laps, they will start wearing out. We'll do a race which is a distance of 18, 15, 16 laps around here, and that will be destroyed. Well, not destroyed, we don't want it to be destroyed, we want it to be used to its full potential, and then we'll throw it away. As opposed to the stock bike, which uses like road tyres, if you like, just they've got like a tread in them. So we also run an intermediate tyre, which is a slick tyre with cuts in, and then a full wet tyre, obviously, for tomorrow, because we're told it's going to rain.
How many tyres do you get for a season?
Season? Oh,
a lot?
A lot, quite a lot. Yeah. Through this weekend, we'll get through. We're allocated. Was it 9 rears?
11 rears, 9 fronts, 11 rears.
We're allowed 9 fronts and 11 rears. Sometimes we'll get to that allocation. Not all the time, but we'll spend about £2,000 a bike per meeting. So that's £4,000 for the weekend.
It's about 1 o'clock now and lunch is ready, so we're going to have to get something to eat because it looks absolutely fantastic. We've got an interview coming up in about the next sort of 20 minutes. They're going to come up, give us a chat. That should be really interesting, but at the moment I'm going to have something to eat. I'm probably going to have a beer as well and carry on enjoying the racing.
Right, I think it might get a bit noisy out there, Jack, but it
true.
has been incredibly wet today, and you have had your work cut out. I mean, we found that race here so exciting. How was it for you?
Well, it was a bit mental, wasn't it? It was a bit concerned about getting half a dozen finishes across the line, really, because as James Whittam kept pointing out, when conditions are as treacherous as that, there's no knowing at any split second when it's going to go wrong, and when you've got riders of that kind of calibre getting caught out, you know, the conditions are about as nasty as they could get. And it was ultimately proven by Jake Dixon, because the other guy said afterwards, wow, he was just sticking his neck out there, and they felt they couldn't quite go with him. And lo and behold, his lead lasted half a lap. It's absolutely treacherous, really.
Yeah. Well, we've got one of the chaps in here who's an ex-rider, used to ride in 750s, Terry over here. He leant across to me during that race and he goes, "You watch Ellison, he's going to be on the podium."
Yes.
And then a corner later, he was in the gravel at Paddock Hill, and it's so hard to tell, isn't it?
Yes. And well, at that point, Ellison had set a string of fastest laps, and he closed a huge gap to get in up with the top 5.
Yeah.
And I think I'd said to Whittam, I think he could win this, and that was a few moments before he went down. But that's how close you can get to the edge, and hopefully gauge it so you don't overstep the mark. But
so Terry, you're in good company there. Right, final one from Colin. His question was, do you ever get recognised shopping in Tesco's?
Yes, it does happen now and then.
Is it because I hear you first get?
But sometimes no. Occasionally it's the face, but quite often it's the voice.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily Tesco's. It's happened in
Waitrose?
It's happened in the Rhino House at Chester Zoo. It's happened in it happens in various oddball places where you suddenly get a voice saying, "Mr. Bernicle."
Not from the Rhino.
And down on the prom near where I live on the banks of the River Mersey opposite Liverpool, and it's happened along the prom there, and all sorts of weird places. Yes, quite regularly. Yeah.
Lovely. Listen, Jack, thank you very much for joining us again. It's always a pleasure to hear your take on what's going on in British Superbikes and elsewhere. Thank you very much. That is Jack Bernicle. Thank you.
We're already coming to the end of the day, and it's the final BSB race of 2018. I'm going to head out onto the director's terrace. It's absolutely chucking it down, but this probably has to be one of the best things in terms of a view. It's absolutely fantastic. It's chucking it down, as you can see. Everyone behind me's got brollies up, down there they've got brollies up, so it's not the best, to be honest. I actually preferred it upstairs in hospitality, but I thought, why not? Last race of the day, might as well get wet and see what it's about outside. So we're going to watch the race. The teams are lining up behind me at the moment, so they should be getting underway in about the next 5 or 6 minutes.
That looks like Jake Dixon is also on there. Was done also by Gino Ria on this occasion on the Energy Suzuki. But leader is Richard Cooper. It's your race leader. And they make the limit out and through goes the men, and then
That's the end of the race weekend here at Brands Hatch. It's been absolutely brilliant. I want to say a big thank you to Stopwatch Hospitality for putting me up. I've had food all day, I've had drinks, we've had a tour around the pit garage. It's been absolutely wonderful, and if you can, I really would recommend spending a few extra pounds and basically experiencing it. Well guys, I'm going to call this video to a close. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Comments are always welcome, and remember to click on that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.